Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. Thanks for coming.
Are you excited about today?
Yeah, very excited. This has been since like May last year, and it's our second instalment in like the whole Poohniverse world. So yeah, we're pretty excited. We're getting good reviews as well, which is always good.
Yes, it does actually look absolutely terrifying. Who thought of the concept of this? Like, was it yourself?
So yeah, it's a bit of a funny story. So initially, because I directed the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, I was going to come onto this, and I was going to be directing this one. But anyway, I started developing one part of the story, and then I got really excited because I realised there was another concept with puppets, and I'm like obsessed with puppets. So I started going on to the Pinocchio one. So I gave this over to Scott, and Scott changed everything. He wanted to take it in a completely different direction with it. So he's floating around there in the burgundy, but yeah, he's the director of this one, and he's got tonally he's a lot more kind of serious compared to me. I like going a bit more like campy and goofy, and he made Peter Pan an absolute monster. So
so with people who are in love with Disney films, obviously you guys are turning it on its head. What's the reaction like for people that are a little bit against the horror verse in like Disney films? Yeah,
we've had like crazy reactions. It's very like Marmite, this world and what we're doing. So when we first released Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 1, we were getting like death threats and like crazy stuff happening. It's kind of cooled down a little bit, and I don't know if you've noticed, loads of people have started doing this. Like I've seen like 6 or 7 Mickey Mouse like horrors come out recently, and yeah, so the audience is kind of like warming up to it a bit more. And I think since our last films, so when we did Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 and now this one, we're gaining more of a kind of audience now because they're seeing that we're kind of going for quality more. So yeah, we've been getting sort of good reviews. So people are kind of like getting excited for like the whole Poohniverse world we're building.
So obviously talking about the Puniverse world, do you reckon we'll ever see in future any crossovers?
Yeah, so yeah, that's the end goal with this. So after Blood and Honey 2, in the end credits, I kind of teased on what some of the upcoming films are going to be, one of which is this one. But we've also got Bambi coming up. We've got like Pinocchio on Strung as well. So we finished that back in December, like early December. They're all going to be releasing this year. And in about 6 months' time, we're going to be filming Puniverse, Monsters Assemble. And that's where it's a big crossover. We're going to see all of these like kind of monsters grouped together, all the protagonists. So like Christopher Robin, which is Scott. The kind of lead protagonists in this, they're all kind of grouping together, and so are the monsters, and they're going to have a big kind of versus fight.
So it seems like Peter Pan is the villain in this film, kind of. So why did you make him the villain instead of like maybe Hook? So what we wanted to do was really kind of, with all of these horror adaptations we're doing, we're trying to massively flip them and like subvert them and change them. So with a lot of these fairy tales, they had quite dark origins anyway. So you know, if you did just do a dark version of like Hansel and Gretel or some of these other ones, that's already been done a lot of the times. But we're trying to keep it dark, keep it horror, but change and flip everything. So hence why, like the Winnie the Pooh world, Winnie the Pooh was the villain, Peter Pan, he's the villain, and then the same will be true for like the follow-up ones like Bambi and Pinocchio. So yeah. Gore factor on a scale of 1 to 10, what are we expecting?
Yeah, this is like a good, it's not as far as like Terrifier, I'd say, but it's still like a 7 or 8. Like a lot of people are going to be squeamish in the audience here.
I did see it in the trailer, there seems to be like a bit of some scalp kind of like deformation.
That's absolutely brutal, that death, and that happens in like the first like 5 minutes of the film. But yeah, we got a team here, the prosthetics studio, and yeah, they've worked on loads of big stuff like Harry Potter, like a bunch of Marvel films, so they're like awesome. So the gore's really top notch here, and every opportunity we can, we've tried to embrace practical effects.
Oh, yeah, and then 2 last questions. What would you like audience to take away from this?
That we're doing something really different compared to what the norm is. So all of these films are going to be tonally very, they're changing a lot. So Winnie the Pooh, like I was saying, it's a lot more camp than this one, and that's something we're going to try and bring into the other ones. So yeah, see that, and that if one film's not for you and you don't like things being as dark and as serious, it doesn't mean the next isn't. But also see a massive jump up in like the quality of the films and what we're doing, and then if you like it and you like the direction we're going, you support us, that's going to continue.
And then lastly, what can we expect? Obviously, you kind of did say about Pinocchio, but what can we expect in the future for yourself?
So from me, the last one I directed was Pinocchio Unstrung. That was in December, and I'm really excited for that one. We've got Todd Masters. He's the creator of like Brahms in The Boy. So if you know that film, and Chucky, he did like Child's Play. He made the Pinocchio doll. So and we put up a little video just to tease how people would react to it, and everyone loved it. So the doll's awesome. We've got Robert England, so Freddy Krueger. He's going to be playing like the conscience of the cricket, the cricket, which is the conscience of Pinocchio. So you can imagine he's going to be pretty brutal in the advice he gives. And Richard Brake as well was in it as well, and he's like absolutely awesome. I loved him in like Last Stop in Yuma County and like his Rob Zombie film. So yeah, it's definitely another step up, that film.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much and enjoy tonight.
Oh, it's awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks for talking to me.
Lovely to meet you.